Hi everyone, I'm Debbie Belaus. Welcome to my channel. I'm the owner of Qigong with Debbie. I also teach yoga, Qigong and Tai Chi, and most of my students are over the age of 55. What I have found with this age group, which I am in, I have found these Eastern practices to be very healing to my body. So I like to teach today, I want to talk about today about gripping. And there's a saying, live with an open hand, not a tight fist. So what that is saying, there's so many metaphors to that saying, live with an open hand, not a tight fist. Let's explore a little bit about what gripping is and how gripping feels in our body. So I really stress a lot for people over the age of 55 is to be very mindful of your body on a consistent basis because the body breaks down very rapidly over the age of 55 and it takes a while to rebuild itself. So if we're constantly not paying attention, we can end up feeling, not well. And we want to live in our body for a really long time. So being mindful of that, because it changes every day. Some days are great and some days aren't. Being mindful of that, it's really going to help you stay on top of your own health care. So starting with the grip, let's make some tight fists with our hands and make it so tight that it's almost a little bit uncomfortable. And you might also feel your arms starting to shake a bit as well. And really experience, what does that grip feel like? Now I also want you to grip your face really tight. Really, 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 really tight. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze your glutes really, 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 really tight. And then lift your shoulders up to your ears really, really, really tight. And notice how that feels, that whole feeling of gripping and nodding. And now I just want you to let it all go. Start to open up the hands, noticing how your fingers are feeling. Feels like, for me, it's feeling like a bloom. A flower is blooming. I'm also releasing all the other grip in my body. And now I feel more space and I also feel less congestion. That's the idea. So we're kind of like a garden hose. So I have a garden hose right here. And as you can see, it's pretty knotted up. If I were to put the water on, I'm not going to get anything out of here. So this is kind of a symbolism to our own bodies, our own chi, our chi hose, our energy hose. You know, you go through life, we've made it this far, congratulations, and wonderful that we're still living and healthy. But if we have, life, we've lived a long life and things have happened. We've been under a lot of stress, I'm sure. And each time we're under extreme stress, that creates a knot. Every time we have an accident, physical accident, that creates a knot. So all of these unfortunate circumstances create a very knotted hose where you're not going to get any movement out of it. So use this as a metaphor for yourself, your own energy hose. So we want to release those knots. We want to release that grip, but it's really important to understand where we release that, where we feel the knotting. I would say 99% of us hold a lot of tension in our shoulders, in our face, in the jaw especially, in the hands, and also in the feet. I've also noticed I hold a lot in my stomach. So with that understanding, the movements that we're going to do today to help break some of this knotting up, this gripping up, is more rotating. Lots of rotation in the body is a very gentle way to start to release some of those knots in the hose, in your chi hose. Also swaying in the bamboo sways in the wind, it's called. Figure eights, lots of figure eights in the body. These kinds of movements help to open up some of that congestion. And we want to feel more of a flow in our body. That's where the Tai Chi comes in. The yoga is great for stretching. So, stretching also releases tightness too. But I just want to show you a few things that you can do on a daily basis that won't take you very long, that might make a really big difference in how the grip releases. And the difference between feeling that tightness, not realizing that, what I've noticed with a lot of people, their shoulders are up to their ears, and after they do a session, I could see that their shoulders are just releasing away from their ears. So let's start. Let's start with some rotating the body. We're going to start with our feet, rotating the foot, and try to go as around as much as you can in a big circle with the foot. The feet really, I did another video on feet and how they get congested also in their shoes, and over the years, the toes get really tight. But rotating the foot is one way of also releasing that compression in our toes and in our feet. Our toes are like fingers. If you don't have the full mobility of the toes, it's going to be hard to walk correctly. So real important, you start this rotation, start with the feet. I like to start from the bottom up. You can do this any way you want, but I want you to get this idea that every day I'm going to rotate my body. Now, the morning's probably the best to do this. As soon as you maybe get up, just start to rotate, maybe when you're brushing your teeth or getting used to doing this type of movement on a more consistent basis. It's going to make a big difference. We're trying to release the knots out of that hose. And then make sure you go in the other direction. Let's do the other foot. So rotations are easy to do, and they also help you cue in of where the tightness is. Sometimes we don't even know we're tight until we start actually moving. Now, you don't want to find out, you go out, and I know pickleball's all the craze, or you go out and play a round of golf and you haven't done anything, and all of a sudden you turn a certain way and you're like, ugh. It's like a rubber band. It gets dry and it can snap at any moment. But if you rotate every day, you'll prevent from any of that happening. I always hear people say, oh, I hurt my back. Didn't even know what I did. I was just reaching for something in my cupboard. Yeah, you snapped it because you haven't moved it in a really long time. And that one little move just snap that rubber band. So we don't want that to happen because then that puts us down for quite a bit. Then you got to go to PT and it's like this whole thing. Then you got to go on medication for the pain. We don't want that to happen. We don't want to lose any time, right? We don't want to lose any time. So now we're going to do the rotation in the knees, both knees. Again, full rotation. You'll feel that in the foot, the side, the front, the back of the foot. You're going to feel that rotation in the knees. And then we start to bring it up into the hips. Now, with complete awareness, that mindfulness that I'm talking about, mindfully move. Now, you can do this slower than I'm doing it. Work at your own pace and check in. Oh, my back feels really nice today. My back is really tight today. And then work with that. Take your time, really exploring how this rotation feels in your body, especially in the hips. Now let's go to the other direction. And as we're doing this now, we're still rotating the feet. We're still rotating the knees. We're still rotating the hips. Exaggerate it a bit. Get that movement in here. Start to open it up as you slowly start. It's like that, what we did before, tightening the tight fist or like your tight hips. And now we're starting to release some of that gripping, some of that irritation that we might feel. Now, I want you to bring your hands to your low ribs. And you also want to feel, or even in the back, you also want to feel this part of the body rotating, the rib cage. Remember, we have a whole body. We don't just have our feet and our hips. The rib cage, real important. The rib cage is like, it's a cage. It protects our organs. It also helps us breathe. Tight rib cage can prevent some stagnation of your breathing. So actually feeling this and noticing, oh man, I'm pretty tight in my rib cage. Bring your hands up a little bit higher into the upper chest as well. And then you're going to start to feel maybe somewhat of the shoulders starting to release. And then start to get the head and the neck into it as well, coming into this full rotation. You might hear some cracking and popping, that's okay. But if anything hurts, then you just back off of it. So we're just getting this rotation in the whole body. Now I want you to start to feel a rotation in the shoulder. Start to rotate the shoulder in one direction. Release the shoulder in the other direction. Start to bring the elbows into it. If you can, maybe the whole arm, you can bring that whole arm into the rotation, getting your full range of motion. This also helps to get the synovial fluid moving in the joints. So that's what we're doing, is also very good for as well. Note to self, what feels tight? Maybe the shoulders are really tight today. Maybe that's an area you need to focus on a little bit more. Rounding the elbow, maybe use the full range of motion for the arm in one direction, taking it into the other direction. And then we're going to lift the shoulders up, slide the shoulders back, slide the shoulders down to your waist. Again, lift the shoulders up, slide the shoulders back, slide the shoulders down to your waist. Now bend the knees a little bit, drop the head forward. We're going to work on the head of the neck. Just let it hang. Just let it hang here. Notice how the neck is feeling today. And then give it a shake. Shake it out a little bit. And then drop the arms, let them be very heavy here. Do some circles here with the arms in one direction, getting that tension, that knotting out of the shoulders where most of us have it. Go to the other direction. So we're releasing the grip. We're releasing the tightness, the muscular tightness from, living, from overdoing, from not taking care of ourselves properly. Now we're going to shimmy a little bit. You bring one shoulder up, you release the other shoulder up. One shoulder up, down, up and down. Let the head hang as you're doing this, getting that shoulder, lifting that up, releasing any tightness and gripping from the upper back. And then bring that shimmy up a little bit more. Now, as you're doing that, you're just going to go from side to side. Go from side to side, opening up your side body. It's a little different than the rotation, but we're going to still keep that idea of releasing some of the tightness. And then start to bring the arms up a little bit higher if you can. Side to side as hard as high. Stretch them as much as you can comfortably, opening up the side body. Then when you come here, well, now I want you to rotate the upper body. Just hold on to the hands and come to a rotation for the upper thoracic spine, releasing that grip out of the body, rotating, feeling that movement, that rotation through the whole upper body. You might feel this in the rib cage, and then release. Let's drop the chin to the chest. We'll start with the neck. Tuck your tailbone under. You're going to take your left ear to your left shoulder. And again, note to self, is the congestion in my neck? From here, you're just going to nod the neck up and down, stretching a little bit deeper. My neck is tight, so this is going to be something I'm going to work with after this movement. I'm going to do some more stretching today, some more movement today that I know where I need to open those knots in my hose. Coming to the other direction, working the neck. And then at your own pace, just do a full rotation of the neck. Full rotation of the neck in one direction, take it to the other direction. So remember, note to self what's going on in your body today. Bring the head to one direction, see how far you can look to one side, looking to the other side, and then release. We're going to work on the hips a little bit more. We're going to do another rotation with the legs together this time. I like to focus on the hips because the hips really and the low back is an area that really gets knotted and tied up. I know a lot of people have had back surgery. We don't want to lose the flexibility of our spine. The spinal cord holds so much. It holds your nervous system. It helps with all kinds of movements. So we don't want to lose that flexibility of the spine. So just rotating, the simple rotation goes a really long way. So rotating is one of the things you want to add to your day. Now separate the legs as wide as you can, and this is a different type of feeling in the rotation. I feel this a little bit more in my hip flexors. So again, we're still trying to release that grip like we had in our hands out of these places of tightness in our body, releasing that grip, and then go in the other direction. Bring the legs back together. We're going to do a figure 8. So the body loves figure 8s. It's a release. And when you get a release from a movement, because you haven't moved this way in a really long time, there's a surge of energy that happens. You'll notice it. You'll notice that you have more energy during the day even, because the gripping needs a lot of energy to hold on to. We need a lot of energy to hold on to something. It's all about that letting go of the grip. Letting go even of ideas, old ideas. We want to release, we want to uncurl the body from past trauma, from non-moving, and opening up new pathways, not only for us to move and feel, but also how we think about things. So it's all connected. We're not just the body, we're also the mind and the body and the spirit. So just these figure 8s in the hip feels really, really good. Now we're going to open up the hips a little bit more. You can hold on to something if you need to. Let's lift one knee up and do a rotation of the hip joint. Again, this is all about rotation, and there's many ways of rotating. This is just a beginning. This is a start. This you can do every day. Again, note to self, how are the hips? You need that opening of the hips just to walk and to stand and to sit. And then I want you to kick the leg forward and back, feeling that movement, getting that moving. And then we're going to go to the other side. So first start with just the rotation, a deeper rotation of that hip joint. Maybe you haven't done this in a really long time. So we're waking up the dormancy of the body from when it was youthful. So it's not about chasing youth. It's about feeling youthful. And we can regain that by doing work like this, by doing movements like this, movements that are nourishing, movements that release dormancy from the body. We want to wake up the dormancy. We want to release that grip that we're holding on to. We don't need to hold on so tight. We don't have to hold on so tight like you're on a roller coaster, just holding on for dear life. No, we want to relax it. We want to open it. We want to release the grip and then come back to center. Let's do some shaking. So another way to release some of the grip. And then we're going to use the sound of ah, like we're sighing out. Inhale, ah. And keep doing that. Inhale through the nose and sigh out. Ah. Inhaling and release. Ah. Inhale and release. Ah. And then I want you to inhale, bring your arms up, and exhale. Another sigh. Ah, you're just releasing all that grip. Let go, let it flow and let go. Inhale up. Ah, inhaling up. Ah. Let's rotate some more in the shoulders. Big rotation here. Like I said, we hold a lot right here. Forward and back, releasing those shoulders. Breathing and smiling and releasing the grip. Now you're going to do the same thing, a figure eight with the arms too, with the shoulder. A figure eight, and you'll feel this in your whole body when you're doing it. Like move the hips with it as you're moving the arms with it. So we're cleaning out the system. We're again, another figure eight. We're getting some movement here in the joints, in the grip, and then slowly feeling that whole body moving in that figure eight. We're going to do swimming dragon, figure eight movement again. We'll start with separating the legs, and then we go down one side, we come up, and we come to the other side. So we're creating this figure eight in our body. It's a rotation, but it's also a figure eight. The body loves figure eights, and we're waking up that dormancy again for these movements to get rid of that grip that we're unnecessarily holding on to, and then take it to the other direction. So rotating, doing spinal dragon, just those two alone will really help to open up the body to release that grip. And then back to center. We're going to do this again, but the legs are together. It's a different type, a little bit of a tighter movement. Releasing, feeling the flow starting to open, releasing the knots from the chi hose, from your spinal cord, releasing the knots from your body, wherever you hold. You want to know where you're holding the grip, and then back to center. The jaw, let's move the jaw around. This is a place we hold a lot of tension. Just massaging it at first, releasing any tension from that area. We're going to do what's called the lion to release some of that tension from the jaw. So we're going to bring your hands onto your knees. You're going to look up with your eyes and stick out the tongue. And then close the eyes, bring the tongue back in. Now this time, inhale, and then you make the sound like a lion. And then close, inhale, inhale, inhale. Drop the head forward again, shake it out, let the arms be heavy again, shake it all out. Slowly come up. Shimmy, 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 shimmy it out. Release. Release the hands, release your hips, release the shoulders, release your neck, release the mouth, inner smile, breathe. Find a little bit of a rhythm here with the shaking off. Animals do this, they shake off their tension. We're shaking off years of tension, years of cementing tightness in the body. It's going to take some time to unfurl, but once you read it, and once you do this on a continuous basis, the body will slowly start to open up. So you can have an open hand and not a tight fist. And then we'll end with the sway. Sways are great. You're just going from side to side, rotating, swaying, all these kinds of movements. The body loves. The body loves the opening. So you can feel more, so you can contribute more. So your body, where do you live? You live in your body. Where do you live? You live in your body. And we're just releasing and letting go so we can flow into our next stage of our life, feeling inspired, not gripping so much, feeling softer, being a pillar of relaxation for the youth to admire, because they're doing all the worrying now. It's their time. Our time is over. It's about feeling that grip release and feeling your true essence of who you are. And then let's inhale and gather all this wonderful openings. Fill yourself with the sun from the summer sun, and then just pour it down your body as you sigh it out again. It's a beautiful thing. So remember, live with an open hand, not tight fists. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you like my video, subscribe to it so you get all my stuff. I try to get something out at least once a week. Hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you so much, and namaste to everyone. Bye for now.